Oh, baby. This is what we've been waiting for. It's my favorite week of earnings week. It's the biggest week out there. I don't know how you can't be excited for a week like this. There's so many fantastic companies reporting earnings this week. We're going to go over them. Most anticipated earnings for the week of April 26th. It's good. It's great stuff. We got a lot to talk about today, so we're going to go right for it. A lot of stuff. I mean, obviously, I got my opinions on the stocks, the ones I'm looking for. Let me know in the comments the ones you are looking at this week, and if there's anything you want me to look at. But let's go right for it. I mean, it's every day. It's just got some huge freaking earnings. Good grief, I love this week. The market's gonna be a green one this week. I'm just gonna tell you, it's gonna be green, baby. These are gonna be some good earnings. Monday before open is not that exciting personally for me. Nothing I have super crazy there. We have Albertsons, Otis, Checkpoint, Philips. Philips, obviously, you know them for multiple products, whether it be appliances, toothbrushes. They're a various appliance type company. Not super sure what to expect necessarily out of them. There's a couple different indicators that you can see for a company like this. One, potentially you could see the incredibly robust housing market during this quarter for them. Potentially, I mean, that could mean people are buying more washers and dryers even, and appliances could be huge for them. So think about that as a potential factor there, because you're buying a house that's not going to come with the washer dryer, and they might just want to upgrade once they upgrade their house. So keep that in mind potentially for Philips. Alliance Resource Partners, Dorman, Lennox, Bank of Hawaii, still some more banks, okay? Community Bank Systems and First Bank Corp. After close, we're getting into the good ones, baby. We're getting into the good ones. So we're starting after close with none other than Tesla. Kind of the star of the show Monday. There's no doubt about that. Why is Tesla the star of the show? Well, I mean, come on now. We know this is one of the hottest stocks out in the market, one of the hottest companies out there, really the leader in electric vehicles right now. Everyone's looking to Tesla for everything. Definitely an industry right now, as far as stocks are concerned. This is one that has gone an industry that has seen some downturn over the last couple months. As a whole, the electric vehicle sector really has been taking a bit of a beating. So we'll see if this earnings can stave off some of that. They are expected to put up 79 cents of EPS compared to a year ago of 23 cents, which would be a massive boost there. And again, this company is on that trajectory to grow this EPS line much quicker now that they've finally hit profitability. So it's a good sign. But really, what's more important to me, I would say, is this revenue line. This is an incredible revenue line. Expected $10.29 billion. It's a growth of 72% year over year. If they were able to post that number, I would be shocked. I would be extremely shocked if they can post that number. I'd be impressed. I don't necessarily see them hitting that much. I think it'd be difficult to, but I could see them doing it. I really could. People are spending money like crazy. And if you're buying an electric vehicle, you're going with a Tesla right now. So the electrification of the entire auto industry really is just beneficial for Tesla as a whole, because it's a brand name everyone knows. People go to them. They flock to them. So expect some good numbers out of them still. NXP, AGNC, Amcor Technology, Cadence, One Main Financial, Brown & Brown, CN, MKS, and PotlatchDeltic. Personally, none of those super interesting to myself by any means. Tuesday, though, before open, we're back, baby. UPS, I mean, obviously a lot to talk about with UPS. This is going to be a huge quarter for them, being as this is the quarter that covers the December period, right? This is when the most items are shipped than any other time of the year. It's around Christmas time. So UPS sees a benefit from that. We'll see what it looks like when all is said and done. By the way, there are shorts on. I know you may just see the bare knee and think there's nothing on there. Okay. I have respect for you. Let's be clear. people got to pay for that. There's an OnlyFans for that, okay? Then we have GE after them. Again, the company is in massive restructure mode. GE's finally working on some transition, and they're getting there. They've gotten rid of a lot of portions of their business that were not successful. Around 50% of their business they completely cut, and they're working on progress from there. So it's good to see these numbers. GE's still work in progress, though. 3M, basic consumer staples company. They do a consistent business regardless of what's going on. So good, decent company. Eli Lilly, good company as well. Crocs, there was a time in my life, I think I had negative things to say about Crocs, and it may have been even a few months ago. I think I've turned my opinion around Crocs. Now, are they worth $40? No, you've got me completely messed up if you think that piece of plastic is worth $40. But are they a nice, convenient shoe for around the house? Yes, they are. If you have something like pets or something, and I wouldn't wear them if I didn't have, pets to deal with. But again, you don't want hair all over your socks. Crocs, they're nice. You can go outside for a little bit in them, but obviously they're not an everyday shoe. And if you wear them as an everyday shoe, I'm concerned, okay? We got problems. Raytheon, really solid company. BP, oil as a whole, it's doing all right. Corning, Hasbro, people playing a lot of board games? Don't know. We get on tangents all the time. Some of you might have looked at it because we love our Hasbro games growing up. We played board games all the time. And now it's kind of difficult to get people over for board games necessarily. So you look at alternatives. What options are there? And I've looked. This company, Hasbro here, is selling digital copies of their games. We're talking, what's a Hasbro? Monopoly? I don't know. Let's just say that's in general. There's Scrabble. I looked up Scrabble, trying to buy a digital copy, okay, on the PlayStation. 20 freaking bucks for Scrabble? I play it free. Words with Friends is free. Good grief, Scrabble's $20. What a joke. Anyways, Waste Management after them. Hasbro is a waste. After close, bangers. It's everywhere. They're freaking. This week's incredible. AMD, huge growth story with AMD. What Lisa Su is doing over there is incredible as CEO. She's fantastic CEO. This company is growing at a massive clip, and with gaming continuing to grow significantly, AMD is only going to see a bigger benefit. So I'm pretty impressed with what they're able to do, and see, it's going to be a smash of a quarter. We've got Microsoft, again, smash of a quarter with them as well. Not only Microsoft Azure, the cloud platform, going to be doing gangbusters numbers, as they always do. It's what they're kind of looking at as far as stock going up or down. Frankly, investors are only looking at the cloud growth, which I think is a little bit one-sided because this company is so diverse. And obviously we have gaming. The gaming sector is going to be massive. Microsoft 365 continues to grow as work from home, home office continues. People are going to be buying their Microsoft suite of products if they didn't before, because they didn't need it before because they had it accessible at work, and now they don't. So we'll see what that looks like. Pinterest, decent company, as with the other social media stocks. They just put up good numbers lately. Don't mind me. The tiredness is here. If I look like a piece of crap, which I do, just no flies around me yet. But it's rough out here, on a solid 14-day stretch at work, still, the day off's coming, don't worry, and I will sleep the entire day. It's been rough, so no sleep. That's why I look like crap. At least my eyes do. I know they do. That's why I'm a tiny little picture in this. Tiny. Face cam's tiny. We have Alphabet. Google's been putting up great numbers. As we saw from Snapchat, ad rates have gone even higher than prior to pandemic levels. Ad rates are fantastic, and that's where Alphabet gets a lot of money from too. So going to be seeing some good numbers from them. Visa, financials, they've been posting great numbers over the last couple weeks, so expect some good numbers. Enphase Energy, Starbucks, we've seen a lot of hype about Starbucks, and obviously it's returned to having the cafes open. Cafes, I guess I can call them. There's been a lot of hype about what kind of business they've been able to do because they've been able to keep their digital presence with not only drive-through but loyalty apps, everything of the manner. But now they can continue the in-house business, so they should be putting up some good numbers. Obviously, some good recovery from China this year because they were shut down for the majority of this. So we're going to see some great comp quarters where a lot of these places were just not able to be accessed. So we're going to see great comp. Not necessarily this quarter for the most part, but there will be an improvement just because of the greater China area impact. But next quarter is going to be even larger. Teradyne, FireEye, and Texas Instruments. Texas Instruments, always a quality company. Wednesday before open. Boeing's always an interesting one. If you own this company, we saw Delta report some earnings in which they were pretty positive about the reduction of cash burn by even mid-summer this year. We'll see what that looks like for Boeing if they're able to potentially compete with that in terms of their numbers. So we'll see. But still expect a bad quarter. It's not going to be a good quarter for them. The recovery's not there quite yet. We're going to be talking second half of the year. Shopify puts up fantastic numbers consistently. There's the tired that I told you. Shopify is consistently doing great business. In a digital environment in which e-commerce is taking over, Shopify is a platform that a lot of major companies use, and consistently more and more are using this platform to sell their products. So Shopify, their software, it's good stuff. Their suite of products is pretty nice. A lot of people are using them. Expect great revenue growth out of this company. Spotify, right? There we go. Similar stories, but obviously different because this is a streaming service to an extent, mostly music, podcast. But since they had podcast part of their business, they've been doing some good numbers. People want to listen to podcasts and everything. All their unique content. Spotify's doing a good job of diversifying their portfolio. I do think in general, probably more people were partaking in music. There's a lot of reasons for it. Or in podcasts as well. Some people have more time on their hands, so they're listening to podcasts to further educate themselves potentially. But there's a lot of reasons why Spotify should put up some good numbers. Tiva, Wingstop, Humana, SiriusXM, Yum Brands. Girl, you got that yummy yum brands. That's what Justin Bieber once said. ADP and CME Group. After close, it just doesn't stop. They're raining in the bangers. Apple, Dapple, Grapple. They are expected to put up an EPS line of 98 cents. That compares to 64 cents the year prior, so that's pretty impressive, can't lie. Good growth there. It'd be nice to see that. But what's incredible to me, and I don't know how this is feasible, expected to grow, they're expected to put up $77 billion. That's a 32% growth. I cannot think it's possible when you're already bringing in $70 or $60 billion to grow 30%. It's hard to imagine that being feasible by any company, but Apple would be the one to do it. This is going to be their largest growth quarter I've seen in a long, long time. I don't know if it's feasible to put up these kind of numbers. I really don't. But if they do, it would be just incredible, and this stock deserves to be way higher than it's at right now. I just can't imagine growing 21% on the full year. When you made $274 billion last year, growing another 21% beyond that is just incredible growth. I don't know how they continue to do it, but they always do. Obviously, services are taking over for this company, and they will continue to, and we're going to be closely monitoring that as well as wearables. Every segment's going to grow for them. Let's just be honest. Every single part of their business, it's going to show growth year over year, but obviously the largest one going to be services. That's what we want to look at. So, Facebook after them, it's just banger after banger. Facebook putting up some good numbers this year. Expected an EPS line of $2.36 compared to $1.71 of the year prior. That's massive growth in EPS. And revenue of $23.57 billion is a 33% growth year over year. Really good stuff. And again, I talked about it with Snapchat last week. Ad rates are back. They're back, baby. So Facebook, they're going to continue to grow daily active users, monthly active users, which means average revenue per user going to probably grow as well. That's right. As ad rates grow, they're going to put up some great numbers. Keep an eye on Facebook. This is a company that prints money. I want to see what that net income line looks like this week. I guess this week, technically, for the quarter, and it's going to be beautiful. They're going to bring in, I can guarantee you, probably $12 billion of net income. And, oh, is it real? It makes me happy. It makes me happy to see these numbers. Qualcomm after them, again, 5G is huge for them in Qualcomm. Big in terms of the next phone push. We'll see what that looks like for Qualcomm's numbers. Ford Motor Company. I've seen some really good numbers out of Ford so far. Obviously, as we see a massive comp increase over the year prior, where there was, minimal vehicles being sold, Ford should be putting up some good comp numbers over the next couple quarters. Also, a big thing to look at. I'm hoping that they will specifically mention the success of the Bronco, how that's doing in terms of orders. I want to see that because electrification is the key for this company too in the future. So they need to focus on electrification. And how are they going to do that? The electric F-150, the Mustang Mach-E, Ford Bronco. We'll see what it looks like, okay? We have Teladoc. Logitech, obviously, still going to put up consistently good numbers, I think, just because computer accessories are going well. Logitech, obviously, we've got cameras. So Logitech going to be putting up some good numbers. ServiceNow. Not that I have a Logitech camera, by the way. I bought a pretty cheap camera. That'd be rude of me. eBay. eBay's just going to put up great numbers. People are using the service. It's a service I didn't think about for the longest time, and people are still using it, though. They're buying a Charizard card for $300,000 on this platform. Good grief. MGM Resorts, going to see some good comp increases because they were completely shut down. Obviously, this year is going to be huge for comp increases for MGM. We've got Century. Then Thursday before open, Caterpillar, Sandstorm, Merck, McDonald's. Again, McDonald's will see some comp increases as well as the in-house part of their business starts to reopen. Overstock.com. They've screwed someone I know before. Screw Overstock.com. Don't care about them. Domino's Pizza. Consistently a company that's doing great numbers. The stock is doing incredible things as well. For sure. Bristol Myers Squibb. MasterCard. Financial still in effect. Altria and Thermo Fisher. Nice stuff. After close, we have Amazon. Last of the focus stocks today, but obviously there's so many stocks to focus on. There's going to be videos coming out every freaking minute. Just you wait, okay? We got some good stuff planned for you. Amazon expected an EPS line of $9.49 compared to $5.01 the year prior. How is that feasible? This is going to be the biggest quarter, obviously, being Q4 for them. It's going to be good. Average revenue estimate coming in at $104 billion. That's a 38% increase. Again, I just talked about Apple, how they're able to grow 30% when they're making that much money. Here's Amazon growing even further, 38%. And I don't doubt that this is 100% possible. It's likely going to be a beat by another $1 billion, in my opinion, or two. E-commerce is taking off. Amazon would have had a gangbuster. I mean, we're talking about gangbuster quarter. As retail sales as a whole was growing, but e-commerce grew by even a larger margin. So Amazon's going to put up some ridiculous numbers this quarter. It's going to be crazy. Just keep an eye out. Neo, really focused on Neo because this company's been putting up incredible numbers. In terms of deliveries, they're up over 300% this quarter when you're looking at year over year. So likely revenue is going to be in a good good spot. I'll just tell you that right now. NIO's going to put up some great numbers. The question, again, is profitability with the company. But as far as revenue, I have no concern with this company. They're going to be putting up some great updates and numbers. Keep an eye on them. USS, Twitter, not a company I super like. But that's just personal thing. I don't know. We've had concerns with Twitter, how they managed to not grow users last quarter. Twitter, it was disappointing. Last quarter was super disappointing. So we'll see if they can turn that around this quarter. Skyworks, again, we talk about the 5G revolution. Now Skyworks is able to be part of this. Their chips are essential in the production of these phones. Gilead Sciences, Western Digital, chip shortage. It's going to be interesting to see how Western Digital comments about that. Vertex, Dexcom, and Pacific Biosciences. Friday after close, or before open, I should say, still bangers. ExxonMobil, AbbVie, one I like looking at a lot. Definitely a biopharma I love. AbbVie's got great stuff. Colgate Palmolive and Clorox Company. I mean, these are two consumer staples that are just fantastic. These are products that, such a wide variety of products, and retail sales as a whole growing. They'll be doing well. Clorox is going to be up against Clorox. I feel like I said that really weird. Clorox. Do you hear that? Clorox. Gotcha. Is going to be going up against a pretty tough comp year, because these were products that were in the most ultimate demand around March, April, May period. We'll see what it looks like. AstraZeneca, Chevron, Weyerhaeuser, sorry, that was wrong on me. Charter, Goodyear, Tires, and L3 Harris. That's what I got for you today. It's a massive video, massive. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna hit the hay, okay? I'm going to bed. Don't you stop me.